Hey, this is Dr. Campbell, and so today I just wanted to talk about can schools benefit from the new Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles? You see, the Philadelphia Eagles, they are the new champions of the National Football League. Many stories will surface as contributing factors to their success. The one story that many will overlook is how the Philadelphia Eagles propelled their chances to win the Super Bowl by eliminating the perception of racism. You see, the NFL has a long history of the perception of racism. Everyone knows how Jackie Robinson broke the racial barriers in baseball. But little is known about how the racial barriers were broken in the National Football League. In 1946, it was Woody Strode and Kenny Washington who managed to break the NFL's racial barrier. Strode and Washington got their chance to play in the NFL when the Cleveland Rams moved to the West Coast in 1946, and the commissioners who ran the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum wrote a provision into the club's lease requiring the team to be integrated, which was a great move. The Philadelphia Eagles also had challenges with the perception of racism, for which they overcame. The perception began with Riley Cooper. In July 2013, at a Kenny Chesney concert, Philadelphia Eagle wing right Riley Cooper was caught on camera vowing to fight every nigger at the conference. The Eagles, and that's a quote, the Eagles subsequently fined Cooper and excused him from all team activities for a short period of time. Then the Eagles responded to Cooper by extending his contract. The Eagles provided this player with a $25 million contract over 5 years, and his contract was guaranteed for at least $8 million. The perception of racism continued as former Philadelphia Eagle players and a former staff member believed that the past player trades by Chip Kelly were an indication of the perception of racism. Former Philadelphia Eagles Brandon Boykin, LaShawn Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, and Trey Thomas appear to have been victimized by the alleged Chip Kelly racial attacks. Now, this is what Trey Thomas stated. He said, one of the things that you're seeing right now, and these are the things that you've heard from the locker room, from different players, is that they feel like there is a hint of racism. Now, he said, personally, when you put that tag on someone, you got to be careful with that. But there are some players that kind of feel that's what it is. Especially when there was a report that came out last year that the Eagles were one of the whitest teams in the NFL. So you start to see the culture of the team change extremely quickly when Coach Kelly takes over. End of quote. Now, Thomas went on to say, yeah, you see assistant black coaches, but only one black coach is over the segment. The other guys are assistants to the assistant coaches. Deuce Staley is the only guy that's head over his segment who is going to be in charge of his group. The other guys are just assistants to an assistant coach. End of quote. During the Chip Kelly era, Philadephia Eagles management were blind to their actions. Now, according to Alveda King, racism oppresses its victims, but also binds the oppressors, who sear their consciences with more and more lies until they become prisoners of those lies. They cannot face the truth of human equality because it reveals the horror of the injustices they commit. End of quote. The Philadephia Eagles transformed their football team by eliminating the perception of racism. They were able to ensure that positive racial relationships dominated the organization. And this is the same prescription that schools must take. You see, positive relationships at schools and in the classroom are in many ways the prerequisites for effective learning and behavior. Students and teachers who are warm, compassionate, and friendly toward one another in the classroom have the potential